Adanna and Ngozi were the beloved daughters of Chief Obinna and his wife Nneka. Adanna, the elder by 2 years, was known for her wisdom and gentle nature, while Ngozi was celebrated for her beauty and friendly spirit. Despite their differences, the sisters were inseparable, their love for each other evident in every shared smile and whispered secret. Adanna, with her nurturing soul, often played the role of a caretaker. She had the ability to end worries with her calm presence and wise words. Ngozi, on the other hand, was the village ray of sunshine. Her laughter was infectious, and her beauty turned heads everywhere she went. Together, they balanced each other perfectly, creating a harmony that was admired by all who knew them. One day, a new figure appeared in Umudike. Olu, a handsome and skilled hunter from a neighboring village, had come to Umudike seeking new hunting grounds and a place to settle. His reputation as a brave and honorable man has preceded him, and the villagers were eager to welcome him. Olu's arrival did not go unnoticed by Adanna and Ngozi. While fetching water from the river, Ngozi spotted him first. She watched as he conversed with the village elders, his deep voice carrying an air of authority and kindness. Later that evening, the villagers held a feast in Olu's honor. As the drums beat and the villagers danced around the fire, Adanna and Ngozi found themselves introduced to Olu. Ngozi's eyes sparkled as she spoke with him, captivated by his stories of adventures and hunts. Adanna, ever the observer, noticed the way Ngozi's face lit up and the way Olu seemed to be equally taken with her sister. Over the following weeks, Olu became a frequent visitor to the sisters' home. He would bring gifts of game from his hunts and share tales of his travels. It became clear that Ngozi was falling in love with Olu, and Adanna, always protective of her sister, was happy for her. However, the tradition of their village loomed large over their happiness. One day, as Olu and Ngozi were sitting at their usual spot, close to the village stream, Olu knelt down and begged Ngozi to marry him. Ngozi was happy and at the same time scared. She left him out of confusion and ran home. That evening, Ngozi was so sad and confused. She didn't know what to do. She had to confide in Adanna. Sister, I love Olu. I have never felt this way before, but our tradition, I do not know what to do. Life in Umudike was governed by traditions that had been passed down through generations. One of such tradition was that the elder sister must marry before the younger. The custom was meant to ensure order and respect within families. Adanna hugged her sister tightly. Ngozi, your happiness means the world to me. We must find a way to honor our traditions and your love. The sisters decided to speak with their parents. Chief Obinna and Nneka listened intently as their daughters explained the situation. After a long silence, Chief Obinna spoke. Traditions are the pillars of our community, but the happiness of my children is very important. We must find a way to balance both. A meeting was called with the village elders to discuss the matter. Olu, standing before the council, expressed his deep respect for the village tradition and his love for Ngozi. The elders, after much deliberation, proposed a solution. He would marry Adanna first, honoring the tradition, then marry Ngozi, ensuring that both sisters would be happy. Without much hesitation, Olu accepted. The sincerity in Olu's words and the bond between the sisters melted their hearts. Finally, the head elder spoke. This solution honors our traditions and the love between you. We give our blessings. The villagers prepared for double celebration. The day of the marriages arrived, and it was a sight to behold. Adanna, adorned in traditional wedding attire, stood beside Olu first. The ceremony was beautiful and filled with songs, dances, and blessings. Adanna and Olu exchanged vows, promising to honor and support each other. The second ceremony was joyous as Ngozi and Olu exchanged their vows. The villagers erupted in cheers and celebration. After the great ceremony, Olu took his wives and went home. Life after the wedding was a period of adjustment. Olu, now with two wives, worked hard to ensure that both Adanna and Ngozi felt loved and respected. Adanna continued to be the wise and nurturing one, while Ngozi brought joy and laughter into their home. After some time, the seed of discord began to take root. Ngozi started feeling that Olu was beginning to love her sister more than her. The sisters, who had been so close, found themselves always having misunderstanding in their shared marriage. Adanna, the elder and more reserved, often find herself shouldering the responsibilities of the household. This difference in roles, though natural, made Olu to start loving Adanna more, and that brought jealousy in Ngozi's heart. Months after their marriage, they both welcomed their first children. Adanna and Ngozi both gave birth to their sons the same day, with just 5 minutes difference. The villagers celebrated the birth with great enthusiasm, and the boys were named Chidi and Chukwuma, respectively. However, the close timing of their births sparked an unexpected rivalry. The firstborn holds a special place, often seen as the heir and the bearer of his father's legacy. In the unique situation of Adanna and Ngozi, determining who was the actual firstborn became a contentious issue. Adanna's son Chidi was technically the elder. As the boys grew, the question of who was the true first son became a point of pride and contention between the sisters. Adanna, ever the responsible one, believed that tradition should be followed strictly, and her son Chidi should be recognized as the firstborn. Ngozi, however, argued that the difference in time was nothing and both boys should be treated equally. The tension escalated during a village festival when the elders called for the first sons of the village to participate in a ceremonial dance. Both Chidi and Chukwuma were presented, and the elders, aware of the delicate situation, decided to honor both boys. Adanna was not happy, believing her son's rightful place was being compromised, while Ngozi saw the recognition of both boys as victory of equality. The once harmonious household now became a battleground for competition. As Chidi and Chukwuma grew, the rivalry between Adanna and Ngozi only intensified. Every achievement of the boys became a point of comparison. If Chidi excelled in his studies, Ngozi would push Chukwuma to excel in sports. If Chukwuma displayed a talent for music, Adanna would encourage Chidi to shine in other areas. Olu, caught in the middle, tried his best to maintain peace, but the growing animosity between his wives strained his patience. The constant comparisons and competition began to affect the boys as well. They became tired of each other, their interactions filled with the same competitive spirit that possessed their mothers. The household, once filled with laughter and unity, now echoed with the sound of arguments and misunderstandings. One particular heated argument arose when Adanna discovered that Ngozi had taken some of Chidi's best clothes for Chukwuma to wear to a festival. Adanna confronted Ngozi and this resulted to a fight that drew the attention of the entire village. Olu, arriving home to find his wives in such a state, was heartbroken. The village of Umudike began to take notice of the discord between Olu's household. The elders who had initially blessed the unconventional marriage now watched with concern. Chief Obinna and Nneka, heartbroken to see their daughters at odds, sought ways to intervene and restore peace. My beloved children, we must find a way to heal these wounds. Adanna, with tears in her eyes, spoke first. Father, I have always tried to uphold traditions and do what is right, but this rivalry is tearing us apart. I feel disrespected by my sister Ngozi. Her voice choked with emotions. Then Ngozi responded, Father, I love my sister, but I feel like my son is being treated as less. We both gave birth at the same time, yet Chidi is always seen as the firstborn. How can I not fight for my child's place? I met Olu first, but now she had taken the attention of my husband all to herself. Sorry, father, but I can't be treated like trash. Olu, deeply pained by the conflict, stood and addressed his wives. Adanna, Ngozi, I love you both. I married you both because I believe in our love and unity. We must remember why we made this choice. We must find a way to honor both our traditions and our family. The tension in Olu's household had reached a breaking point. Despite Chief Obina's attempt to intervene, the rivalry between Adanna and Ngozi only worsened. To keep the peace, everything in the household was split into two barns, two farms, two sets of livestock. The division was meant to prevent quarrels, but only deepened the divide. One day, a woman named Ezinne arrived in the village, claiming that war in her village had destroyed everything she had. Please let me stay with you, she pleaded with Olu and his wives. I have nowhere else to go. Moved by her plight, Olu welcomed Ezinne into his home. Adanna and Ngozi, despite their differences, agreed to let her stay. Ezinne quickly became a presence in the household. She was kind and hardworking, always eager to help. However, her attentions towards Olu began to raise eyebrows. She often bought him food and sought his company, and even tried to take over tasks that Adanna and Ngozi typically handled. The tension between the sisters grew as each suspected the other of encouraging Ezinne's behavior to gain favor with Olu. One afternoon, as Ezinne attempted to cook for Olu again, Adanna and Ngozi reached a breaking point. They set aside their differences, realizing that Ezinne was a threat to both their position in the household. We need to do something about Ezinne, Adanna said, her voice filled with urgency. Ngozi nodded in agreement. Yes, we need to get rid of her before she tears this family apart. Adanna and Ngozi worked together and devised a plan to confront Ezinne. When Olu was away, They approached her. Ezinne, we appreciate your help, but you need to leave now, Adanna stated firmly. Ngozi added, your presence here is causing more harm than good. Ezinne started crying and begging them that she didn't have any other place to go. This annoyed the two women. Ngozi scolded, why didn't you think about that when you were making advances at our husband? Please go, we don't want you again, go. Ezinne agreed to leave. She packed her belongings and departed, leaving Adanna and Ngozi to reflect on their actions. Adanna and Ngozi were happy they could send the intruder away. They realized the power of unity and how Ezinne almost took advantage of the misunderstanding between them to take their husband's attention. They apologized to each other and decided to give peace a chance in their home. When Olu returned and found Ezinne gone, he summoned Adanna and Ngozi. Where is Ezinne? Olu asked. She's gone, Adanna replied. We asked her to leave. Olu smiled, a look of relief washing over his face. That's exactly what I hoped would happen. Both sisters looked at him in confusion. What do you mean? Ngozi asked. Olu took a deep breath and explained. Ezinne was part of a plan to bring you two together. I knew that only by facing a common threat would you realize how important it is to stand united. The constant fighting was destroying our family and our village. I had to find a way to make you see that. Adanna and Ngozi were shocked. They realized the depth of Olu's love for them and the length he had gone to restore peace. The realization brought them closer together than ever before. The villagers, seeing the reconciliation between the sisters, found hope and renewed faith in unity and forgiveness. The bond between Adanna and Ngozi became stronger than ever, and they continued to work together for the betterment of their family and village. The lessons in this story are unity in diversity, forgiveness and reconciliation, the power of love and sacrifice, and clever solutions to problems. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the story. If today is your first time coming across our videos, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you are watching us on YouTube. Like our videos and follow our page if you are watching us on Facebook. Do not forget to share. That is your little way of supporting us. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye.